So if you're new to Fallout 76, you might be wondering how you can kill things, because some enemies just have a lot of health they have to deal with. Well, that's why I'm here today. Today I'm going to tell you the 4 basic builds of Fallout 76 that you should know of and stuff to look for them. Now obviously I can't cover every build of Fallout 76, but these 4 builds are the main ones that everyone knows of and can get you started very easily without too much of a hassle. Now if you can think of a build that might be fun and might be able to replace some of these, then let me know. If I think it's good, I'll pin it in the comments and give it a little heart because everyone loves that little heart on their comment. And yeah, let's just start with the first build. So how boring of a person are you? Very? Well then, this build is just right up your alley. You see, if you grab a fixer, you get all the stealth cards in the game, and some VAT cards for good measure. You can be a stealth commando build. Now what is that build, you may ask? It is the build of crouching. You know the idea of sneaking around and being a hardened war criminal? Yeah, well, you can do that while looking stupid. So really, at the end of the day, this is only good for if you need to do general mobbing. Anything else, I'd skip it, and it's also just very boring, but I had to put it here because it's a notable build, and yeah, it may be notable, but god, is it horrible. What happens when you have a minigun and power armor together? You get the heavy guns build. My most used build, my favorite build, and the only build that I know of that I have a lot of fun with that doesn't require a lot of ammo usage. All you need for this build is power armor and some sort of big gun. Something very heavy, usually a Gatling gun, a Gatling plasma, minigun, pepper shaker, you pick your poison. And you can get bloodied for it, I use bloodied a lot, but there are some other variants. You can get a 2-shot, I use a 2-shot Gatling most of the time. It has a lot of versatility to it. Now for power armor, I use excavator armor, but if you want to be more beefy, you can use whatever else. Excavator is just better for weight in general, and since you're using heavy weaponry, unless you have the Bear Arms perk card, you're going to be using a lot of your rate up just on your weapons alone, which is the only drawback to this build really, other than having to reload all the time. And the more I think about it, if you just get a Gatling gun, that reloading problem immediately disappears because of how slow it shoots. And it just hits really hard. Basically, if you want to do a lot of damage in mobbing, and honestly a little bit to boss fights too, then you should probably go for this build. Now this next build requires a little bit of prepping, and it's only because you need the cold shoulder. You get it at tier 5 in the scoreboard that's currently going on, though it will leave soon. After it leaves, it should be in the stamp shop in the White Springs Resort. Once you get it, you can start this build up. Now for perk cards, this doesn't need that many, same goes with the heavy guns. Basically, all you need is shotgun damage, and anything shotgun related. Basically, if you see the word shotgun, pick it up, grab it immediately. Now, the beauty of this build is you don't need to be a bloodied, because the cold shoulder is pre-rolled. You'll always get the quad stats, which means that you can't get more damage from being a lower health, other than having that one mutation, but you don't need that one mutation for this build to work, so, it's a plus. It's one of the few builds I know of where you can be a full health build instead of a weakling. The basic point of the build is you point and you shoot. You can combine it with a lot of other stuff. You like VATs? Well, hey, guess what? Put some VAT cards on there. You're golden. You want to be a bit more of a bloodied-like build? Throw a bloodied shotgun in your secondary. Bam, you're still golden. It's another versatile build. The only hard part really is, again, the cold shoulder. You're going to have to unlock it. And if you don't unlock it in this season, you'll have to get 500 stamps in the next season, which is the only drawback to this build. Point is, it's good for mobbing, it's good for boss fights, it's good for anything. It really is just a very versatile build. And again, you can change out the secondary. If you want to have another shotgun, you can. If you want to go weird with it and be a heavy guns and shotgun, then hell, bring a pepper shaker. The list goes on of how versatile it can be. At the end of the day, if you're a new player, as long as you can get the cold shoulder, I really would recommend this build. How much do you like explosions? I know I love explosions. And this build, granted very ammo expensive, is probably my favorite build. And I won't lie to you, if you're a new player, you're going to have some trouble starting with this one. But I promise you, once you get it rolling, it really starts rolling. So, if you don't want to go through farming that much, all you need is a missile launcher, a targeting computer, and the quad barrel. It's not too bad to get. It's a little expensive. I think you need to be like level 30 or 40 to get that. Which, yeah, makes it so it's not really for new players. But at the end of the day, it's still a nice build to know of for whenever you get to that point. Then after you do all that, all you have to do is get 2-shot on it, which is a legendary modification. And that's it. You basically have most of the build done. That's if you're new though. There is an easier option. You see, there are these events, mutate events. When you complete them, you get these little packages. And if you open them, you have a chance at multiple explosive weapons. But the main one we're looking at is the boomstick. The boomstick is everything I just mentioned, and it has a 9% reduced rate. And it does 25% more damage while aiming. Basically just a straight up upgrade of what I just said. And now right there you're good enough. Granted, it'll be a little hard to manage your ammo, but you know, you can get the job done with that for the build alone. But if you're able to launch a nuke, you can start an event in your nuke world that gives you a boss fight. If you can do this boss fight, you'll get the grand finale. A cannonball launcher that shoots 2 cannonballs, that does 10% more damage, and it shoots fireworks. Who doesn't want that? After you get these 2 items, just throw any perk card on that does more explosive damage, gives you a bigger radius for your explosions, and that's it. That's all the build is. Now I won't lie to you, you will burn through ammo quite fast. But it's just, there's something about blowing everything up and causing complete destruction on your way through a normal building. It's very versatile. There are a lot of explosive weapons that you could use for this. A lot of people use the yellow grenade launcher. I don't like it because it makes me go deaf and blind. But you might, and hey, if you like it, you do you. And hey, if any of these builds tickled your fancy, or maybe you're just a new player looking for some Fallout 76 knowledge, then check out my last video. I told 5 tips from things I've learned over the years of playing this game, and some of those tips actually help with these builds, so why not check it out? And with that said, I hope you have a good rest of your day and take care.